Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Rage video where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, now, I'm not going to lie, because I was under the assumption that I was either going to be doing a reaction to this either near the very last one or almost the very last one. That is, if technically you could even class this as either, because this is going to be the reaction to, of all things, the Papal anthem, the national anthem of the Vatican City. Now, the first bit of gymnastics we've got to work ourselves around is the idea if you can even classify the Vatican City as its own sovereign nation. Now, technically for the relevancy of this video, yes, we are. And especially if you've ever been involved in a pub quiz team and this question comes up, then it's probably likelier as well. But what exactly is the Vatican City? And for that matter, we have to just do a little bit of research. So, again, depending on how much stock you put into this, the idea of getting it from Wikipedia is one thing, but we'll just, for the sake of this argument, we'll just do it from here. Okay, so the Vatican City is a landlocked independent country, city-state, microstate, and enclave within the city of Rome in Italy. It became independent from Italy in 1929 with the Lateran Treaty and its distinct territory under full ownership, exclusive dominion, and sovereign authority and jurisdiction of the Holy See, itself a sovereign entity under international law, which maintains the city-state's temporal power and governance, diplomatic and spiritual independence, with an area of 121 acres, and of 2023 has a population of about 764. It is the smallest state in the world, both by area and population. As governed by the Holy See, Vatican City State is an ecclesiastical or sacerdotal monarchical state ruled by the Pope, who is the Bishop of Rome and head of the Catholic Church. The higher state functionaries are all Catholic clergy of various origins. After the Avignon papacy of 1309 to 1377, the popes have mainly resided at the Apostolic Palace within what is now known as Vatican City, although at times residing instead of the Quirinal Palace in Rome or elsewhere. The Vatican is also a metronym for the Holy See. Now, the Holy See dates back to early Christianity and is the principal episcopal see of the Catholic Church, which has approximately 1.329 billion baptized Catholics in the world as of 2018, in the Latin Church and 23 Eastern Catholic churches. The independent state of Vatican City, on the other hand, came into existence on the 11th of February 1929 by the Lateran Treaty between the Holy See and Italy, which spoke of it as a new creation, not as a vestige of a much larger papal states from 1756 to 1870, which had previously encompassed much of central Italy. Vatican City contains religious and cultural sites such as St. Peter's Basilica, the Sistine Chapel, and Vatican Apostolic Library, and the Vatican Museums, which I have visited on 2 separate occasions, and it's been nearly 10 years since I last visited, and maybe it's due time to actually visit it again, probably. It is supported financially by donations from the faithful, by the postage stamps and souvenirs, fees for admission to museums, and sales of publications. Vatican City has no taxes and items are duty-free, which would be pretty incredible. However, you are also under the impression that it was almost entirely devised for the benefit of those of the Catholic Church and for it to be it's not like it's meant to be the last days of Rome or anything like that. The name Vatican City was used in the Lateran Treaty signed on the 11th of February, established the modern city-state name after Vatican Hill, the geographic location of the state within the city of Rome. Vatican is derived from the name of the Etruscan settlement Vatica or Vaticum, located in the general area the Romans called Ager Vactanius or Vatican territory. The Italian name of the city is Città del Vaticano, or more friendly, Stato della Città del Vaticano, meaning Vatican City-State. Its Latin name is Status Citievatius Vaticanae. This is used in official documents by the Holy See, the Church, and the Pope, which is something a bit, again, depending on whether or not, how much stock you really want to put into this as to whether this does technically make Vatican City technically a country is all very well into question. Because, again, Monte Carlo is, again, one that could fall into this question, because I'm not necessarily sure. In fact, I'm just going to do a little quick check right now if it has a national anthem of itself. It does. Okay, so yes, we can count, well, specifically Monaco specifically has its own national anthem. So again, depending on how much stock you want to put into this, because of Monaco's long history of, well, basically being born as a result of tax avoidance more than anything, it's something we'll have to discuss in a future video. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to check out the actual anthem of the Vatican City, also known as the Papal anthem. And with all that being said and done, if you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, links will all be in the description down below. And let's all rise for the national anthem of the Vatican City. It might also be the first time we've ever done something in Latin. must say, actually, now that I more think about it a little bit more, it was actually quite nice to do something very, very different, actually, because it's what it was really supposed to be. It was it's less of a national anthem, more of like a hymn that was just, you could almost pass off as something to be a representation. Maybe it could have been something when the Acts of the Apostles perhaps were written, because it is a very interesting look from the perspective of maybe just what a representation of the Catholic Church is meant to be, as far as, well, almost in more in space, more in terms of like a period of time. And usually, well, not always, but it's never necessarily known for like hymns of, well, then again, that's the crucial difference, is that it's not technically a hymn, it's meant to be a national anthem. And one thing that's actually very, very curious from my point of view is that it is blatant. It's supposed to be, I think it's almost meant to be like almost one and the same, because again, references to the shepherd of the flock, linking heaven and earth and fisher of men, as well as one of the earlier lyrics, which is, of course, the seat of Peter, who takes the place of Christ. I think something like this is very, very specific, and again, for its purpose, you could say it absolutely, well, it makes sense. And as well, because music-wise, in terms of basically the whole of the Sistine Chapel basically being filled out for this purpose. But then, of course, one thing that also really strikes me is that there will be times like on Easter Sunday, for example, where I would actually, just for curiosity, actually maybe watch a bit of mass done by His Holiness Francis I, because he is still currently the head of the Catholic Church as of 2023. And I can't exactly recall a moment I've ever remembered hearing this anthem ever being played. Now, I don't know whether or not this is just because it's for very... Actually, I'll look into it. When is the anthem of... I'm going to... okay, on other solemn occasions... Okay, also known as the Papal anthem, is the anthem played to mark the presence of His Holiness the Pope or one of his representatives, such as a nuncio, and on other solemn occasions. So you could, again, that's maybe the only reason, is that it's only specifically when His Holiness is supposed to appear. And something about that also sounds very strange, because I don't think I can ever remember hearing myself ever say before His Holiness, as he was something that I am obliged to refer to as. I don't think I've ever recorded ever referring to anybody as His Holiness in the context of, because he is what I'm meant to believe as the representative of God on earth, which maybe I need to go back to church. Maybe that's what I need to do now. Because it has sort of dawned on me a little bit about, well, why haven't I been to church since Easter? Why is it we're nearly at the end? Why is Advent coming? Oh my God, what on earth have I done? I've completely forgot Advent is coming up. And I've not been to Mass for nearly 7 months. Right, well, okay, well, the only thing I could say to that is it'll depend on what stock I put into, because of the idea that some days I'm working Saturdays and Sundays, sometimes not, but maybe it's a time to work something out anyway, and because I can't really afford to miss it, not during Advent. No, I can't do it like that. But aside from that, it was beautifully composed, beautifully presented, a very strong representation of what I believe they want to convey the church, the Catholic Church as, and I respect that. I like that a lot. And with all that being said and done, I hope all of you guys out there have enjoyed this reaction video to the Papal anthem, the national anthem of the Vatican City. Please make sure to leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys felt of the Papal anthem for yourselves. And I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.
Hey champ, glad you could make it to the end of the video. I'm super glad you cared this much. If you could do me a great favor and like this video and subscribe to my guy right here. He didn't want to say it himself because he knows I say it way better. Till next time. Mwah!